Exciting.
Put on my sci-fi sounds. There we go.
Yep. I think we should all be up. We take studio mode off because I hate it. Welcome back.
We're live.
Welcome back. We are
Oh my
fully
God.
live. Welcome back to Cosmos Candela, a science fiction space mystery dystopian capitalist thing using the Candela Obscura System. I am your game mommy. My name is Steve, and I am joined by the majority of my kooky cosmonauts. Say hello, kooky cosmonauts.
Hello, majority
Hello,
of the
kooky
cookie
cosmonauts.
cosmonauts.
We are
Did
back.
you say anything?
What?
I refuse.
That's fair. That's fair.
I shall not.
We are back here in Velis, back in the world. I'm going to do a quick little recap, and then we're going to jump pretty much right into some pretty intense action. Last time our little cadre of people found that they were being sent on a mission by the organization, which they've just been read into, kind of, like, barely. You start your first day, they just put a pile of work right on your desk, if you will. And so, taking the Cybertruck over to this commercial district, they get to this warehouse a warehouse, managed to avoid the gaze of, like, large flocks, like murders of drones, like murders of crows. Large flocks of drones that are doing deliveries, any actual human beings with, like, delivery shipments, and they sneak up to the building. They know that Agent Philandry, who is a member of the organization from a different cell, has sort of hit the panic button, right? I cannot look at Abby. Hit the panic button.
I'm having fun.
So they know that there's danger. They approach this place. They get a peek inside, managing to avoid all the cameras, see that the security reader for the door entry has been disabled. Peek inside, it looks dark in reception. They open the door. They see that reception is empty. Cameras are off. But the power, lights are dark, but the power's still on. They can go to the computer. Izzy goes to the computer, starts checking information. After being sent in bravely by Tery first as a master strategist. Just to let you know, there were problems with the VOD. It didn't finish processing its automatic upload, and I didn't notice that until today. It should be up now on there, and it is indeed called Izzy Come, Izzy Go. For the episode title. But nonetheless, everyone sort of creeped in, and then we had some sort of, like, right at the last moment tension. The tension was, for Nim, you kept getting messages from Gray Industries, and specifically Talk to Me, doing wellness checks on you. You're not supposed to work today. But you do know that Milo disabled their ultimate tracking body cam device functionality on your biometric biometric chip that all citizens of Velis get issued. Issued, and so it seems like they're getting a little anxious to do that. Eddie, you got to experience a wave of very deliberate bleed.
Yes.
And it did not hurt you because you rolled a 6, which was good, but it did feel, like, really intense. And normally something like that would affect everyone, but it only seemed to be noticed by you, Eddie, when you quickly looked around afterward to make sure everyone was okay. So it feels a bit more targeted.
Sure. Targeted, or am I high?
Who knows? Who knows? Never know.
You can say.
Porque no los dos? Only you.
Kilo managed to keep everyone out of view from the hallway. As they saw a person in full paramilitary gear walk out of one of the conference rooms of the hallway of this warehouse, and then walk down and into a different conference room. And of course, Tery got a message on their flip phone, a little video recording. No, I'll get to that. Because we're going to start with Tery. Tery got a message on their flip phone of Alexander tied up in full ransom, in full ransom, tied to chair, blindfolded position with a spotlight and a demand, and a subject on the message being just the word ransom and a kind of proof of life video. All while Izzy's watching on the cameras a firefight happen in the northwest corner of the warehouse. You're on the office side of the big giant building. The warehouse is probably down the hall, or you could go back outside to get there. But we're going to start with Tery. Tery, pants around your ankles, having thrown in almost response to the shock of seeing Alexander on your flip phone. Your belt laying in the corner on the floor, having thrown it at one of the cameras just to make sure that it would
I'll
not
retrieve it.
be recording. What does Kilo, having just made sure that everyone moved out of the way of the hallway so no one was spotted, you're looking at a video of Alexander, Tery. What is Terry's like response to this? What's your immediate like gut reaction, first few moments of response to this?
I think his coping mechanism is the trying to be like, it's all right, it's okay, it's okay. We don't know if he likes this. Maybe that's his thing. I don't know what he likes. Maybe that's like, yeah, maybe that maybe it's a joke. I don't know. There's
Oh my god.
Alexander would, I mean, help.
So Tery gibbering in the corner, lots of thoughts, lots of partial statements and everything like that. I'm gonna give it over to the group. You all know what just happened. You all kind of know where your characters are at and everything like that.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves. You're not like in initiative or anything. No one spotted you.
Right.
Talk amongst yourself. You're in this moment. This is the setting. Go for it.
All right. Izzy, what do you got up on the screen? And then I'm gonna scurry on over to get a better look at the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
So what exactly are we seeing?
The cameras display security cameras in the warehouse, and they're kind of far away, like they're kind of up, but you can easily see one figure by themselves shooting sort of like a pulse pistol of some sort, some sort of energy ray. It's not quite the concussive force style. It's more of the like laser beamy style. Energy ray pistol, a little Star Warsy. You see one person kind of moving and shifting between boxes and large, scaffolding shelves. Staying mobile, positioning, and then you see about 4 other people constantly doing a pretty thorough sort of like position reposition. Anyone would recognize this, like whether or not any of you are experts in engagement and military thing, but Kilo, you are experienced in this. They are moving like a militarily trained, or at least intended to operate in military type spaces. Organizational unit.
There's formality to what they're doing.
There's formality. They're doing good job at trading off cover. When they reposition, there's always distraction. There's always distraction fire, and they are trying to box this person in, but haven't been able to quite yet. But you're seeing like blasts go back and forth. This is a straight up firefight in here right now.
My next question is from the angle, or maybe if there are any other angles from within the warehouse. Is there a point of entry anywhere near where the single gunman that's trapped in the corner currently? Are there points of entry closest to them in the warehouse, or are they just too preoccupied to even look?
For you, you don't see them. They're focused very much on the problem in front of them, it seems. You, Kilo, can look around on the camera shot. You're gonna have to roll for this, not because you couldn't be able to easily identify a door because of the distance and quality of the camera feed. You're just you're basically squinting to see if you can suss out what makes sense as a point of entry. And this is, of course, gonna be a survey roll or a focus roll. The other one.
I got a 5.
5.
Ooh.
You see something not on the side that they're on because they're in the northwest corner. You do see a doorway kind of opposite in what would be the southwest corner, like basically across from them. And so if I was to position this on the map, person kind of moving around in the southwest quadrant. In the northwest quadrant, that's where in the northwest quadrant, that's where the people attacking them are and are kind of like closing in from. And then in the southeast quadrant is the nearest doorway entry to them. And the problem is there's a very wide aisle for lots of large product moving devices, hovering pallets and things like that down the strip of this. So there's like basically a killing zone of just empty
We need
open
to provide
space.
them cover.
Yeah, so
if
that
we're
they can
going to
get to that
escort
doorway.
them.
Yeah.
Because my thought is, as we approached here, yes, like they obviously infiltrated quickly, but they have nobody stationed outside.
No.
Like, I don't think they themselves want to be seen on the cameras that are on the street.
Probably not.
So if we can find some way to get this person outside, I'm not sure how quickly they're going to follow us. That's just a hunch, though. They seem very practiced and very like methodical in their approach.
They
But
don't wanna be in the
it's
open
just
air.
they don't have anybody outside right now, which is odd because it seems like they have enough manpower, especially if they've got a firefight happening in the warehouse and then some guy fully outfitted just walking the halls. Like, they have enough people. They could have somebody outside, but they don't.
Mhm.
They don't want to get spotted by the
That's-
droid.
That's where my head is at. I could be
Okay.
wrong though. I should be
Okay.
doing all this in character instead of as Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta
Pretend I
put
told you all
put on
that.
that character voice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Pretend I
well,
told you all that, but like this.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
but like much more much more inherently seductively.
Yeah.
Looking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You seem
Whatever
tall
you
and in
say.
charge.
Yeah.
You speak and I feel so safe.
Yeah.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still not gonna. If you ask me direct questions, I'll intercede. But you're still here. You have to take action or ask me things.
Anybody else? Nim,
I think
are you
yeah.
all right?
I
You
just
all
thought of
right,
a
Nick?
meme.
Oh boy. If you all have any thoughts about how we should approach this,
I got a message.
You got a
Did,
what
did
you got?
anyone else get a message?
I'm
I don't
actively
really-
avoiding them.
Don't have my communicator on me.
I have my flip phone.
Eddie is kind of like wide-eyed and blinking something back, and just says like, "I wouldn't call it a message. More
Yeah,
like a
I
threat."
show everyone. Yeah, I show everyone
Thank
the Alexander
Oh.
thing. I think I'm
That's
like
good.
kind of frozen, so like not reacting as much.
Right.
We're still in the building with these, suited guys, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just in the
We
little.
Yeah,
can't-
you're in the reception area. They're
Not
in a
meant to be
doorway that
Yeah.
goes into a hallway.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Harry, we're gonna get Alexander. Don't worry about that right now. All right.
Is there any sort
No,
of
yeah. Get him.
intercom system?
What's up?
Izzy looks on the computer because Izzy's sitting at the computer. I'll be Izzy for all intents and purposes. Intercom.
Is he?
Interplay. Interwatch. Intercom. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there's an intercom system. Pulls up like
Well,
a
if
little.
we need a
soft.
distraction, we can just like blare the noise, cause like a large screeching noise over the intercom. That might distract them. Just sudden jerky
What
noise.
That's true.
Yeah.
They will definitely know
is-
we're here then, though. That does spoil the element of surprise. But that's
would
also
take-
valid too. You know,
Julia. Terry.
No, I was wondering what is an intercom? Com?
it's like a loudspeaker.
PA system, like
Yeah.
overhead
Yeah,
speakers
yeah.
in a building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie,
Yes.
Eddie, you're visibly shook by that pressure and everything.
Mhm.
Eddie, you do get a ping on your pin stash. It just it's
On
on
a
your
what?
pin stash,
yeah,
your
on glasses.
glasses.
Yeah.
Pince-nez, little
Yeah.
things, and you get a ping. You recognize who it's from, even though you don't know who it's from because their username, they're like being anonymous about it. Is so it's
Right.
not like they have an anonymous username. They have no username, but you can see it's a DM basically to you,
Right.
and it just says they're really coming at, or you're really in a tight spot now, Eddie.
Don't like that.
Mm.
And so it seems to be like the one that told you to get out,
Yeah.
or like.
Buckle down, bro.
Scary.
Oh, good commentary.
My
Live
favorite.
reaction.
Good. I've got my own little personal, Mike, Tom, and Servo sitting right here for me.
Mm.
Great.
I'm
Should we
assuming they give
leave?
us ski masks for like privacy sake or discretion. Or no.
I'm gonna have you
Or
roll
nothing
for
like
it.
Okay.
Roll for it, and I'm gonna give you advantage on this. So roll 2d6, take the higher.
Okay.
Because I think it's likely, but not definitive that they'll do it.
Okay.
And just
A 5.
five, yeah. So they gave you not ski masks. They gave you essentially like imagine like really like premium COVID masks, but instead of them being like things that you have to put on, you
Gotcha.
place them to your to wherever your
And they just
muzzle
here.
is, and
just said here, yeah.
It's
you
a
place them there,
pressurized.
and then they just do this little like wraparound thing to obscure most of your head, but you'd still be recognizable by like eyes up.
Okay. It's better than nothing. All right. We gotta make a choice right here, right now. Which way we going? Nim, do you want to do the intercom thing?
Dave, let them know where we are, but that man can die in a second. It takes them longer to find
We can
us.
do the intercom and then we can book it to that entrance that we saw on the camera.
And
Right.
and
See if
if
we can
nothing
bust
else,
in there.
if they know where we are, at the very least, it's gonna 300 their asses through the
For sure.
doorway.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna blow. Let's blow their eardrums.
All right.
Just feedback.
All right.
Just really loud feedback. over the
Okay.
Should I
intercom.
get the car or no?
Can we? Is there any way of triggering it and jamming it?
Oh, just like getting
Steve.
get stuck there.
Yeah.
Wait,
So like, they're bothered by having to turn it off.
like setting it. Who
Like,
has
bashing it in such a way where
who has probably the best just like nerd
You
skill?
get another device that's going to have feedback, and then you put it right next
Nim's
to the speaker.
Nim's pretty nerdy.
Yeah, Nim and Eddie would probably
Also
have the most
Eddie.
nerd skills.
Yeah.
Probably.
Nim and Eddie, who has the higher focus skill between the two of you?
I've got one.
Focus. Let me double check. Oh, Demiplane. Tell me my
Demiplane.
focus. My
Hey,
focus is two.
Demiplane.
Hey, Demi
Hey.
Demiplane. Hey.
Hey, Demiplane. You
Hey,
look great
girl.
tonight.
Yeah, you look real
Hey.
good.
Demiplane.
Wow. I'd like to take you out,
Demiplane,
there,
you're so
but
Demi.
not
smart.
permanently.
Telling me that I have a
Just-
focus of 2. Thank you, Demiplane.
So yeah,
I would
Nim,
forget that without your help.
You look so hot tonight, Demiplane.
you look so good tonight.
Damn.
Hot damn.
Demiplane.
Hair behind my ear.
Damn, Demiplane.
Demiplane.
There it is, Will.
Good.
There it is, Will.
Demiplane.
Damn.
If
I think I'm gonna start shriveling up if we don't stop.
Wow.
If-
Your muscles are
it's
so
getting
big,
too creepy.
Demiplane.
I use my powers for chaos.
It will.
Oh,
I only
so
wish
bad.
for many reasons, but I
Oh.
really wish Glitch was here for this because Will doing deep voice, Glitch doing deep voice, it would just be too much. I'd have to like,
Stop the stream. Stop the stream.
I'd have to go. I'd have to like block out my camera and mute my mic for like a solid, let's be honest, 30 seconds, and then I'd be back. Anyway, coming
I'll
back
call
to
you
this.
later, Demiplane.
We'll call you later, Demiplane.
I'll call you later.
So, Nim, if you would be so kind, Abby, to emerge from
Abby,
your
come back. We're flirting with Demiplane. Come back.
I know.
Abby, come back.
I started something and I wasn't prepared for how far I was going to go.
Abby,
Well,
I wasn't
We're all
ready.
trying to flirt with Demiplane at this point. We're all aware of
We're all
this.
there.
Yeah,
Abby,
we're
if
working on
you would be
this.
so kind to roll
I
a
got
focus
flustered. I got
check over Izzy's shoulder to see if you can suss out how to use the software. You've used a lot of software in your job, so I'm going to give you a free extra die on top of this, so you can roll 3 instead of 2.
3 whole dice.
Damn.
Yeah,
Ooh.
5 or 6.
So
That's what
so
you're looking
high.
for.
Come on.
So focus. Bum 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 ba bum bum. 5.
5. Okay.
That-
You can set
That
it.
5 was for you, Demiplane.
You can set it as an administrator. We gotta stop hitting on Demiplane.
I will never
promise.
stop.
You gotta log in. You gotta
I
log
would
back
rather
in.
die
How will
than
it know
stop
we like
hitting
it?
the
It's-
Demiplane.
Did you know that you can now get Demiplane and
come off your
Roll20
phone.
have partnered? I saw
Oh,
that
they
the
are.
other day.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
throuple.
Ooh.
It's
As an ethically non-monogamous
Networking.
person, I appreciate that vibe.
Mhm.
So you get a 5. You can, with a 5, you can set it. It's not a way to jam it. You can set it as an administrative choice from this computer. So very likely they'd have to come back to either this computer, or if there's a matching computer in an office somewhere in the warehouse,
They'd
just
have to
from
get
your
into the
knowledge of
system
how
at some
business
point.
operates, and assuming other computers aren't just unlocked, it would also
Right.
probably require a password. So at the end of the day,
Right.
you doing it as an administrative lock means that they'd either have to come here, or they'd have to go down or to the warehouse main office if that has access to it, and there's no way they would know that that over you. So yes, you can do kind of a feedback loop. It's not a feedback loop. You see that they have a fire warning notice. It's not the fire alarm. It's just autoplay to trigger with it, and so you can do what's called a fire test sound option, which
Yeah, it
is
sounds like a fire drill, but you're not actually pulling the thing to get the thing here.
Yeah, and so
Just for the, you have to do that. You have to do that twice annually. It's just part of the system.
yeah, it's,
Really annoying. You're gonna have to get up and go to your leave your desk. It'll be fine.
I think plan is bust the intercom, sprint to that nearest entry, bust door open, throw smoke bomb to give them cover so they can run to us and not get shot at, and then book it out.
I will say,
Book it out.
from your guess, based off of how this place is laid out, you have 2 options to get to that entry. Your options are go straight down that hall and down, go straight down the hallway, where you saw the one guy moving between conference rooms, and it's probably all the way down, and then down a flight of stairs, and then that's a doorway. Or leave the building, go out and around, and go to there. It's probably one of those things where there's a stairway door, kind of like a fire stairway, where there's both doors into office and out of building. Where they like logically connect, or into the warehouse and out of the building, where it kind of logically connects in a little space there. And so you imagine those are your ways. So you've got the hallway, you know at least one person is in the hall. You haven't seen any blood, and it's a work day. So you also suspect that whatever staff is supposed to be here is either dead somewhere, or tied up somewhere, or knocked out somewhere in the building as well.
But unfortunately, we're not here for them.
You're not here for them.
That's just the cold hard facts of that. We're not here for them. We're here for, what was the agent's name again?
Philandry.
Philandry. Okay.
You want a head start, and then I said the noise.
Could he
like run outside the building?
But like, I don't know. Are you gonna go outside the building or down the hall? Because if you go down the hall, I'd say sneak past real quick before it, so he can't see you, and then go. But if you're going around, then there's not really a point in.
My only thought is we know no one's outside.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, couldn't Philandry be with the staff that is not here?
Probably the one getting shot.
Yeah, I think Philandry is currently defending themselves in the warehouse.
Okay.
Even if it's not, some random person's getting shot at, and that's
Yeah.
bonkers.
That's also not cool. Where was the Cybertruck parked?
Cybertruck truck's parked a couple blocks away. Terry, you can call the Cybertruck to a location.
Of course I can.
Yeah. And so you can go on your flip phone. You have a custom app that Alexander made for you that allows to work it on an old flip phone that handles remote park.
I just love that in a very Wild West whistling for your horse kind of way.
Yeah, it is kind of that. You can do that. But Terry, no one else knows that you can do that, and this might be an excuse for you to get away from danger too.
If that's how you want to play.
I do want to at least surface that.
Just leaves us in the rain.
I'm gonna go get my car.
It's probably safer out in the car. That they've made a case that they don't want to be seen, so it might be safer out in the car, even if you pull it up to park.
For you to be ready to drive. Yeah.
Can we? Is there a way that we can see out into the office floor, like security cameras, or even just a window or something like that from where we are?
Into the offices or into the warehouse?
Into the
I'm afraid of being seen.
Either.
So the cameras in the warehouse, you can see the different cameras in the warehouse. Izzy has those pulled up on like one tab, and you can see there. And I haven't mentioned anything else because there is nothing else of like significant value. Pretty standard warehouse.
Yeah.
But all of the office side cameras seem to be disabled. So all of the like conference roomy type things, anything down the hallway. You even see that there's a hallway security cam that's disabled.
Sure.
And there are conference room A and B in the different offices, and they all seem to be black.
All right.
I can't remember if we did this last time, but did anybody check for like a MasterCard key at the receptionist desk or anything like that?
MasterCard? No.
No. No, but you do find one. Izzy just has one available.
Okay.
It's in a drawer.
Incredible. Cool.
Now that like the shock passed, can I just read the ransom message? I don't think
You have not read the message, specifically read the message yet. So you go in and you read the ransom message.
Because it could be like a place.
You read the ransom message, and
yeah, he could be here.
Ransom message. Ransom message.
Exactly.
Ransom message reads as this: We have your manager. We have your manager. Manager, respond to this message to confirm you've received it. We will message you with further instructions on quantity and where to deposit the credits. Or no, not credits. Where quantity and where to leave the material currency after confirmation. Now, so it just seems like it's a standard money play. Yeah.
But they could track my phone. I'm gonna turn to my friends and be like, if I answer this, they're gonna track my phone. I can't call Alexander to ask.
I mean, they probably would track your phone, especially a phone. Like, probably be pretty easy to track that phone.
Okay, so I shouldn't answer.
Maybe
Can
once
someone
we're
tell
back
me
in the
what
car?
to do? Okay.
I think order
Maybe
of
once we're
operations
back in the
is person
car.
actively being shot at.
Yeah.
Hostage
Yeah,
situation.
somebody could
whatever.
die within minutes, and we're still talking. We gotta
gotta
go.
go.
Yeah.
We gotta go. We will get him in
Eddie,
a
you look
second.
like you have something to say.
I want to send a message back to the person that messaged me in my my glasses.
Yeah.
Any advice?
Handsome.
LOL, don't get shot.
A funny person. Very funny.
All right.
Funny
Nice.
voice.
Funny.
These are the jokes. These are the jokes.
Jokes.
I'll send back
jokes.
it's like the wry face. It's like it's just sort of the slant smile. I'm just gonna send back that emoji and thanks. Hadn't thought of that.
You get almost an immediate follow up on that emoji, Eddie, or Eddie, and you just get three like short statements, and they're like line.
Yep.
not Velis or not Velis military. Not Velis military. Not organized, or not Velis military. Not organized, or not organized crime. Not Velis citizens.
Okay. Just send back like a thumbs up emoji as thanks, as a genuine thanks to the
and then you can see like a little thing that shows that they are no longer active, like the little like I'm not on the chat anymore, just so that you don't. But
yeah.
So we should run and
let's go.
Sorry, where are we running?
I'm going to outside.
Okay.
We're gonna go to that entrance we saw on the cameras. Nim, give me 30 seconds before you punch it, just so I can get to that door.
Okay, start running.
All right.
Who's going with Kilo? Who's staying in reception with Nim?
I have the little smoke bombs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm going because if anything happens, I can call my car.
Yeah, you gotta call the car.
You're ready to be the getaway driver at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense for me to stay here with Nim then, just as like, as backup.
Okay. Yes. Izzy also stays with like wants to go with Kilo because he wants to immediately go and engage in the violence because it's very exciting. He's like, man,
he's lizard bro.
But he's just like, I looks at Nim, looks at Eddie. I should stay here. I'll stay here.
To be fair, I'm hoping not to engage in violence. I'm hoping we can accomplish this all quickly enough.
Yeah, of course you are.
Tery doesn't have any idea how dangerous this is. He's like just going along.
Tery really should get in the car.
Eddie's there any way to block the door to the hallway so that guy can't get in if he turns around and starts whipping over here?
You don't see anything heavy enough in the reception area to block the door. But Izzy can at least like get low under the like little window. Get low under the window and brace the door. It does open to the reception, so it does open to you. So he can at least be try to use his strength to prevent it from being opened. But there doesn't seem to be a way to lock the door. On further inspection, you would find out that the little the same sort of magnetic or the same sort of like e-reader card thing that is that was not active and disabled at the entryway is also disabled at this door. Normally a door would be able to be locked, like electronically locked, so that no one could just bust into the offices. But it's been disabled. Not violently though. It looks like it's been like smartly disabled.
Like it was just turned off.
Yeah. But yeah, and so Izzy can do a door brace. Kilo and Tery are running outside. Eddie and Nim and Izzy are staying here in reception and waiting 30 seconds. Kilo and Tery, I'm going to need you to both roll hide.
Don't make Tery roll.
Feel free to.
I have two.
You have two, and
Oh, you're better at hide than me. I'm gonna burn a drive actually. I have to burn a drive.
4.
I have to.
4 and a 2.
Mixed success. Okay.
6.
Great success. Between a 4 to 6, that averages out to a nice little 5 between the two of you. I think that's fair enough. You've already dodged these. You've already learned to kind of dodge the overall cameras. Kilo, you wait like a few seconds right when you get outside. See like a swarm of drones going to some other location and do the same sort of like under the cover under the canopy movements until you get to the side. You're keeping eyes out for things and you're making your way around. That is all happening. I need will you roll me a d6, and this is going to see if you get the full 30 seconds. Just don't roll a 1. Well,
no.
What did you roll?
I rolled
a 1. No.
Will, I'm going to reintroduce the put like basically.
I want to. I will say that I rolled it as you said. Don't roll. As soon as you said the word 1, the die stopped tumbling,
Perfect.
and it came up 1. So
well, I'm going to let you introduce this. You have 2 consequences. This is a little bit of a devil's bargain, a little bit of a push your luck kind of thing.
Okay.
You can make a choice. Eddie, you know that you need that time window, and you need whoever's in the hall not to notice anything in that time window until you're all ready for them to, and create that panic. You are kind of keeping an eye on it and everything, and you notice that the out of the back office, the like fully goggled up, you can't see their face, fully helmeted, full military geared up kind of person is coming out of that office, and you can just see a hair. They haven't seen you or anything like that through the little window, as you're kind of keeping lookout, sort of hovering over Izzy, who's tucked down and pushed up against the door. Eddie has abilities, but the abilities can hurt him if he's just like revving right into them. You have this isn't necessarily on your sheet. Mm-hmm. You might be able to do something mentally here to suggest that this person goes in a different direction. You don't know if it's going to work. It will be a roll. It can cause bleed damage if you roll poorly, but it can also successfully work. You've had to do it a couple times in your past to get out of a tight spot. Normally, if you have time to prepare and really kind of get into space, if you have a couple minutes, you can just make it happen. You still have to roll, but it won't hurt you, but you have to rush this. So that's where the potential for pain comes in.
Okay.
The consequences of this are damage related. Go on.
I will say it is kind of on my sheet. I could try to do that with commune.
Yeah, commune on your sheet. Where is your sheet?
You can make a connection with a nearby sentient phenomenon in order to communicate with it. Take a brain mark and make a sense roll to open an empathetic or telepathic connection to ask a question. On a success, you get an answer. So I think in this case, I think I want to make an empathetic connection. And basically make the guard sort of worried about what's in the opposite direction.
All right.
Like trying to implant that sort of that notion of like, wait, what's happening? Like, did I hear something over there? And then check it out, kind of thing. Little worry, little paranoia, anxiety, kind of thing.
And so, because this is pretty much a straight up ability on your character sheet, I'm going to pivot it a little bit. In order for you not to have the like back and forth question kind of thing, and just make it more of a suggestion or an implied thought, and everything, it lowers the like danger threat to you. So 4 to 5, anything 4 or above is going to do what you need it to do. Anything below that, you'll take 1 bleed on that, even at 3, 2, and 1. Because it's a thing, and we're kind of modifying how it works so that it's not a 2-way. Or it doesn't have a chance to be a 2-way, and that's where the consequence comes in. But you can do that,
and I'm taking a brain mark for it anyway. So
yeah, exactly. And so, but you got a 50-50 chance. You can put whatever. I don't remember what your empathy or whatever it is sense roll is.
Sense. Yeah, I got 2 dice on it.
2 dice on it, and you could of course use drive if you want them. Drive points if you want them.
Yeah, I'll use a drive on this. This feels important.
Yeah. Depending on how this goes.
Let's what is it to re-roll again? Is it the resistance?
Yeah, where you can burn your resistance in that slot. And re-roll all of your die again.
I am burning my resistance. That's a 6.
That's a 6. You modify something that normally you would like use for secretive communication. If you oftentimes, you modify it in a way that you've done before, and maybe it's because your system is clear, Maybe it's because of what happened earlier and you're tuned up, but it works. And instead of it works relatively how you'd want it. There's no real opposite way for him to go that doesn't either come down to you or down to the warehouse. But he does go, I didn't check out that room. I need to go back into that room. So he just turns around and he goes back into that room to be like, I've forgotten about something. There's something off about there and I need to inspect it more thoroughly. So he goes back into that room. You see him go back into that room, thus buying you the full 30 seconds for Kilo and Tery to get around the building. I'm not going to make you roll to get around this building or do anything on that.
There's a quick second of like as the guard is getting close, there's a quick second of Eddie going fuck, and that sort of like projects into this guard. And as the guard turns around and Eddie sort of like he unclenches, for lack of a better term, and then like there's a quick moment where like he takes the mask off and like wipes his nose, and there's like a little trail of blood on the back of his hand, and puts the mask back on. And okay, all right, I think we're good.
Nim, do you flip on the fire drill alarm?
Yep. She's going to count out the 30 seconds that she was told to do. She's going to set it up.
Am I at the door at this point? Because I've been sprinting there.
Yeah, so
fast.
Okay.
You, Kilo, you and Tery have arrived to the door just as you hear the fire alarm noise test drill go off. Yes. It's a test drill, so it's not triggering any emergency services, but you can hear this really like high-pitched whine kind of alarm noise. It's like, fire, please go to all relevant fire exits. Fire. You hear it muffled. You and Tery hear it muffled on the outside. There's no like visual outside cues that this alarm is happening. Only the audio from outside. From inside, not in reception, but in the hallway and on the cameras in the warehouse, suddenly it switches to emergency lights, and they shift in intensity in an almost strobe-like effect, but not a full strobe-like effect, just sort of like a warning thing. And you all hear this really loud over the internet. This is not something you could be running power tool equipment in construction and you would hear this. It is oppressively loud. But we're gonna go back to Kilo and Tery. When you hear that noise, Kilo, what do you do?
Okay, I'm looking at the door. The door, is there a place to scan a card, or is it I'm gonna have to bust this thing open situation? Because I have the MasterCard.
There is a place to scan this card, and you are correct that this one isn't disabled. So you'd have to scan the card. So since you got the card, you can scan the card and just it opens.
Cool. Good. All right. The second, because the way it was lined up, it's like just you said like a gauntlet, like a very wide gauntlet from this door.
It's not from this door. So this door is on one side of it. Then there's like some shelving and storage. And so if you were to go in from this door, go straight ahead, there'd be you'd like intersect on a perpendicular line that long gauntlet, and then in theory, who you suspect to be Agent Philandry is on the other side of that gauntlet. So you'd come in undercover immediately because you'd have it, and then you'd be on like one side of the aisle, and you just need to deal with that like empty space kill corridor, and then you could get to the other side.
Okay, empty space kill corridor.
Yeah.
Can I, if I've identified the kill corridor as we're calling it, can I lob, like the second I open the door, quickly assessing what I see in front of me, can I lob one of the smoke bombs there in an anticipatory kind of?
So what you see in front of you when the door opens which you suspected you would see, is you see just to the left of the door a stairwell that it goes up, switchbacks, goes up, switchbacks, goes up again. That's the offices in the hallway and everything like that, the other end of it, and everything. And so you see that. And then you see directly in front of you, across from the door, this is like a little bit of a landing space, and there's another door that does not have a badge entry. It's just like a swinging, you pull it door, like you open it door.
So that's to the warehouse.
That's to the warehouse. Yeah.
That's to the warehouse. Okay, so we don't have line of sight yet. Okay, then I keep moving forward. I don't know if Tery should come in with me.
Yeah, Tery, do you follow right behind Kilo,
Tery,
or do you stay outside?
Tery, you should call the car.
Should I call the car right now?
Yeah, call the car, and you can be ready. You can be the getaway driver once we get Philandry in the vehicle.
Okay. Okay, so
I trust you.
I'll call the car in the way that I always call the car, like
yoo-hoo, car.
I don't know, like a yeah, like a yell of like a stupid.
You get the little note. You get the little ping that the car's activating, coming towards you.
Save me!
Save me! So good.
Save me!
As early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, like new metal plays in the background. That comes happening. So Kilo, you're gonna enter in, open the door, and then try to see if you can lob the thing.
No. But can I just before you call the car?
Yeah.
Don't you want help? You're gonna do this alone?
I'm used to this. I'll be all right.
But I'm not used to not helping or not like just.
You are helping.
Yeah, okay.
You are helping. And I could not rob your many fans of the famous Tery Bite, so please keep yourself safe in the car.
The Tery Bite.
I have one of my best friends is already kidnapped. I don't want another one to die, so shouldn't I help you?
I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die.
I'm gonna ask for a roll from Tery. Tery, can you get a what's it? What would it be? I'm gonna call it a focus roll from Tery. This isn't the stakes on this thing are incredibly low.
Okay. It's a 4 and a 2, so it's a 4.
4. That's enough. Your concern is high and everything, but you did notice that Kilo said that your fans, implying that Kilo wasn't already one of your fans, and that is, of course,
dare you lead to that implication?
And I'm like, just it's not that Kilo's not your friend, but you're like, oh, you don't watch my streams, you don't watch my content is in there. Nothing you have to execute now. I'm just taking advantage.
I can't believe you've done this.
He doesn't really like me.
He
doesn't like.
I didn't want Julia to miss how exactly Kelly phrased it. As Kilo.
Can't you see what he's doing? He's trying to drive a wedge between us. Can't you see what he's doing?
I like to stir a little drama.
If you don't want me to come with you, it's okay. I get it.
No, I just don't want you to get hurt. That's not it.
Yeah. I'll
maybe after, you know what? Listen, next time, I'm going to tell you this all quick. This is a very, very quick pep talk because I have to go do that. We can do some training together. And then next time, when we have something like this, you can come in with me.
Okay, some training?
Yes, like improved, beefier.
Like fighting?
Tery Bite.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. At this point, I'm pretty sure it's just Tery Bite downloading their consciousness into a new robot body.
It's
Hulkbuster Tery Bite.
Hulkbuster Tery Bite.
Please don't die. I don't have many friends.
I'm not gonna die.
I'll call the car.
I'm not gonna die.
Kilo, you open up the other door. You see exactly what you should see. What you expected you would see again. big giant scaffolding shelving, big warehouse shelving and everything like that. There's a lot of stuff. Nothing between you. I'm gonna have you roll me a luck check here, Kilo.
A luck check?
And then we're going to cut
Is that a
roll.
single D6?
Single D6.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, single D6 on this one, and then then this is going to control the narrative of when I cut over to Izzy and Eddie and Nim.
Maybe I do die tonight.
On a luck check.
A 5.
A 5. Okay.
Yes.
You have a clear line of sight. It's a little bit in the distance. Again, this is a big ass warehouse, right? Like several meters across and everything. You have a quick line of sight. They haven't clocked you yet, but you can now see someone, or you can now get a better idea of who you suspect to be philandering, because they're like an aisle. They're like on the aisle across from you, and then a little bit forward. A little bit forward, and they're tucked behind a pallet of something, or some stuff and everything like that, and you can see them shooting back and kind of moving. So they're in line of sight with you, and with a 5, that's pretty good. That's almost almost perfect for you, but not as good for Nim, Eddie, and Izzy. Cut back to Nim, Eddie, and Izzy. Eddie, watching in that window, the alarm comes on, and after a few short beats, you suspect that whoever's in those offices, as far as part of this group, is going to come out. What are you, Izzy, and Nim doing now?
They're coming out towards us.
You don't know that yet. You suspect that they're going to do that. What's the plan for after Nim hits the alarm in here for the reception squad? Just are you trying to hold the door, and are you trying to bolt? What are you trying to do? For Will and Abby, what do you think your characters want to do here?
Well, I think if Izzy's here trying to sort of keep the door, like sort of hold the door, Eddie's probably gonna, get ready for him to not be able to hold the door. Probably put get a shock patch ready, get whatever firearm he was issued out.
The future equivalent to the future equivalent to a standard issue pulse gun. It's non-lethal can be lethal, but but you have to really want it to be. You have to really put it right up on someone's like soft tissue to really hurt them in specific areas. But it is something that'll like knock the wind and usually the consciousness out of most people. And everything. That's what you all were issued. As like a kind of a standard kind of projectile weapon. Nim, are you prepping anything for after you hit the thing, or are you just gonna like tuck yourself away? Try to hide. Or are you gonna exit the building?
I think Nim's original thought was, okay, we're gonna press this and we're gonna like get out of sight, get out of dodge, get out of this room. But people are like battening down. I don't know. She might go and do like a hide.
All right. I want.
We're not leaving. Okay. It's small.
I thought you would leave too.
No. Izzy seems pretty determined to keep the door, and Izzy just looks at all of you. Well, we don't know if there's anyone in here, and we don't want them in danger. So we've they're not. Kilo said they weren't our concern, but like if I can hold the door for a little bit, we can probably get it out, and then Kilo or Tery will let us know that it's out, and then we can rush out. It's good to not leave, but Nim, I'm gonna have you roll a hide check. Eddie, I'm gonna have you roll a either a survey or a focus.
Same either way.
I forgot. Izzy is very into this hero stuff. Was very into being in the
Yeah,
organization.
he wants this so bad.
Sold
Yeah.
his soul for a slice.
Oh
Everybody needs a big damn hero in the party, and Izzy is
And
so
now we're all
primed to
gonna
be that.
die.
Primed to
It'll
be
be
a big
fine.
damn reckless hero. And primed as the kind of person that always wants to excel at something that people are like, why don't you just do the thing you're already good at? And he's like, well, I've never tried to do this. Maybe I'm good at this, and then I can tell everyone, screw them. I didn't have to do that. I was actually good at this.
Aw.
So yeah, hide roll from Nim. Nim, what's your hide roll?
Not great. It's a 3.
3. And then Eddie survey focus roll. What did you get there?
3.
3. Okay.
Oh, look at that. You're so good at holding down the fort.
So you're not really
Actually
gonna help things, but it's a like high mixed failure. So it just means things are about to pop off probably. I am going to roll for Izzy on holding the door, and then I'm going to narrate what happens here from what
Izzy
you
did
all
it.
can see. Izzy,
on,
of course, is very strong. I'm gonna roll there. There's not like a straight, like just like hard strength roll, and everything. So I'm just gonna do the strike roll. A strike roll, and I am gonna use a drive for them, so they're gonna be rolling 3d6.
Little man.
So
Little man, do you know that we're gonna die?
Show me the man.
I'm trying to summon him.
The,
He's gonna
the
try to attack my
man.
toes, and then I can grab
and
him.
because I use on my normal 2 dice,
I'm here.
I rolled a 2 and a 3, but on the drive
Okay.
dice, I rolled a 6.
Ah.
I rolled a 6. So Izzy rolled a
Ah.
6.
Nice.
This is what's happening.
My littlest man.
Okay.
This is what's happening.
All
From
right.
what you can see,
Yeah.
Eddie, because Nim is trying to hide, you see through
Yeah.
the window.
Gotta get small.
The person that you sent to
Look at that fuzzy butt.
the person that you affected is at the other end of the hallway, and you see them leave that room and then go down the stairs. You know internally, Eddie, that means they're headed for where Kilo and Tery, in theory, are, toward that side. 2 more people come out of the office nearest you, and you can't hear them, but you do see them interact with each other, and one of them just shakes their head. As the other one kind of like levies a gun toward inside that office. The other one just shakes their head, and they both go to push on the door that Izzy is things. Now, at this point, Eddie, I'm just playing it that you're pretty good at seeing them but not letting them see you, so you don't have to roll anything, even though they're like right up on the door. Kilo is bigger than Izzy by a mile, right? Like he's overall physically more imposing, he's taller and everything like that. Izzy has been doing hard athletic sports for his entire life. So Izzy's not
He's
just
small but dense.
Izzy's not large, like nearly as large as Kilo. But what he is both incredibly strong and incredibly good with stamina-based strength. And so, Eddie, you watch Izzy's legs lock into position and watch those quads just pop out full strength as he bears his back against this. And for them, it's literally like with a 6, like they're pushing on a door that isn't a door. It's like they're pushing on a hard wall, and you see Izzy just
what a nice
smile.
wall we've put in.
Yeah.
This wall is so door-like, and yet it does not open, for it is a wall.
So there's not like that little bit of give and then pushback. It's just a solid mass that they push up against. And Eddie, you can see their immediate frustration and confusion and everything. In the little window, and you just look down, and Izzy is just smiling and just kind of like whispers, "Ha ha." 3 years.
I'm
3
gonna get
years
so
of
much pizza for this.
3 years of 4D tug of war have made my legs so strong. My legs and back so
4D
strong.
Oh my God.
And you're not getting anywhere. And he just like locks in.
4-dimensional tug of war, pulling someone through time.
So Izzy's locked in. Izzy's
Good
locked
tug
in.
forward
You
for
guys
seconds.
you don't have to worry about that high check of a 3. They can't get into the room, at least for now.
At least for now.
They can't get in the room, at least for now. And they look like they're pretty determined. They're in that frustrated, I want this thing that I'm doing to work. They're not immediately being like, oh, that doesn't work. They're not pivoting on a dime and running the other way like any reasonable person would. Because
Right, they're locking in.
commitment to that. So you've got a little bit of time with them there. You're all tucked. You're all keeping them locked into space. This is giving, you all know this is giving Kilo more time.
Mm-hmm.
Kilo, Tery, we're back to
Oh
you.
my God.
Tery, the car has arrived because it wasn't that far away. The car has arrived. Are you hopping into the driver's seat of the car? Are you kind of staying by the kind of doorway to kind of watch after Kilo? What are you doing?
Yeah, I think he's gonna. Uh, it's like dumb for anyone watching, but for him is like a big moment where he looks at the car, and then at the door, and then at the car, and at the door. But then he goes to the door just to keep an
He's
eye.
growing.
Look
Mhm.
at him being
Mhm.
so brave. So brave.
All right, Kilo.
Brave little Terry
Yeah.
bites.
Brave little Terry
He's
bite.
shaky.
The brave little Terry that could.
Julia and Kelly know that there's a clock on one of these mercenaries coming
Okay.
down coming down the stairs, but Kilo doesn't have that information yet.
I don't have that information
Mhm.
now.
And everything. You're now in the warehouse. What are you doing? Or inside of the warehouse? You've got the line of sight.
Have I gained line of sight to the shooters yet?
You'd
The
have
opposition.
to get all the way to the edge of like that hallway and kind of peek out to see them. You can see their blast fire hitting things, but like
I'm gonna do
they're a
that.
little bit
I'm gonna
further.
do that because I wanna. At first, I thought I was going to cover like the gauntlet where we would be firing, but I feel like it's more effective to give them the instant confusion of they themselves being engulfed in the smoke.
Okay.
I think that will buy us more time instead of like stray shots happening as we're running.
They are.
Um,
You do not need to roll a hide for this because they are very much engaged in trying to focus on the agent. And so you get
assuming
up to
it's
that
phalange.
there. You see you don't have like consistent line of sight of them, but now you know where their origin point is.
I have the general idea.
Yeah, you have the general idea because of course they're tucking behind things and shifting and moving. But like you have a general idea of where they are, Kilo.
Okay. I'm gonna toss that smoke bomb.
Okay, I'm gonna
Bomb.
I'm gonna have
Toss that
you.
bomb.
You can roll either strike or control. I'm good with either for this.
Okay. I'm better at strike.
Let's go.
I'm scared. I have to decide to burn drives ahead of time. I'm gonna burn a drive. Oh wait,
Okay.
but hold on. When you make a okay, that was for survey. Blah blah blah. Okay, definitely gonna burn a drive.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I got a 4.
Okay.
Is 4 good enough for the general vicinity?
4 will get you the general vicinity, but
Okay.
it's a mixed success. So you're not
Okay.
going to have complete cover in this situation. They're not going to be completely baffled about what's going on. They're going to react appropriately. I am going to, now that you've thrown this, I have started a counter.
Okay.
I am going to occasionally just say a number to you. I'm going to count down from 6. As I count down, know that that's when things are, that's the timer as players. That's the timer on when the person, the person that's coming down the stairs is going to be down at the landing between the doors.
Yeah. When the backup gets in there.
Yeah, at the landing when the doors, because they're just trying to get out of the building, because they heard the fire alarm.
Although, in my defense, I thought it was just going to be a general alarm. I didn't know it was going to be like fire alarm. Approach all exits.
They're not getting out of the building because it's a fire. They're getting out of the building because there's an alarm and they don't know what that means. Your suspicion, I will confirm now, that they don't want to be seen outside
We're just
is
in here
true.
like there's a
They have
tornado alarm.
no
and we don't
interest
want to
in
be part
being
of that.
caught here either. And so the moment an alarm goes off, they're like, we need to fucking leave. With that, I'm gonna kind of treat this like initiative. So
Okay.
we're at
Mhm.
6.
right.
Are you throwing this triggers at 6? Do you say or do anything in the brief sort of like few seconds here in this kind of first in this kind of first moment? Because you've thrown it,
What?
the smoke is already beginning to fill and obfuscate. You have a few seconds to say or physically do something here.
So I try with my with the volume of my voice. I'm trying. I know we're in a warehouse, but I'm trying to speak loudly enough so Philandry hears me. But maybe with whatever confusion they're dealing with, maybe they won't hone in on it exactly. But I'm gonna Philandry, we're here to help. Just
Okay,
like around the corner, just getting attention.
you can
Come
u-
with me.
you can use either.
Come with me if you want to live.
For real.
The
Very much the vibe.
the only thing that they have that really like lines up with this is hide. So you have to use a hide roll for it. Of like judging, you're basically trying to hide your audio underneath it,
Yeah.
but then get it to there.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to have you roll hide. I know that's not your best stat,
Okay.
but
Okay. No, it's okay.
Do you have
Yeah,
2
that's
for high?
that's gonna be a disadvantage, baby.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. But I didn't rat us out. I just said we're here to help. It could be anybody.
yeah,
Okay, that's a 3.
it's a
The
3.
team is here.
Unfortunately, you immediately know
So they-
that they don't hear you or can't clock it at all. They see
Oh,
this.
Philandry doesn't hear me.
Philandry doesn't hear you. The other people don't hear you either. Nobody hears you. You now
Okay.
know in this moment you have a choice to make, and you can make it on this round. Do you move closer and risk that big area, or do you, or on the next round, are you going to try to repeat the thing and just speak louder? I need you to kind of make your choice on committing to an action.
Oh yeah, no. I get Philandry.
Yeah, so
now.
you're gonna
There's no
move
time to wait.
closer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And
you're
when we run, I will say I would like to if I do secure Philandry and we exit together, I am putting my body between the gunman and Philandry.
Of course you are. But
I
we're
believe
not
that.
there yet. You're
Mhm.
going to make that move next
Well,
round.
it-
Next round.
That's
Tery, is there anything you do as you kind of are simultaneously you see Kilo throw the smoke bomb and then there's like a little bit of a beat and then you see him begin to run out. Do you do anything? Do you move anywhere from this spot?
I don't know what to do.
You don't
Um,
have to do anything. I'm just asking. I'm giving you this opportunity. It's just easier to run like combat, tense, everything
Mhm.
happening at once on an initiative order,
Yeah.
especially in
Yeah.
a zoomy game.
because
Zoomy
yeah,
doomy.
because I don't know what to do. Terry doesn't know what to do because he doesn't know what Kilo needs, like a
Right.
distraction or anything. So he's just like watching, and if it like something happens, he can go and help. But so far, I think, can I hide?
Yeah, you can hide. You
So I'm like,
Yeah, just don't be
yeah,
seen.
roll hide.
yeah. Okay.
How many smoke bombs were we given?
Probably at
6.
least 5.
I don't
Probably at
Okay.
least 5. So you have a fair number of them.
Okay, good.
Fistful.
Okay. Just in case I need another one.
Yeah.
Ah,
Um.
just keep tossing them.
So you got a 6
Mhm.
on hide, Terry. Terry. It's weird. It's like the outfit you're wearing just happens to blend in with the paint of the building that you're around. There's like a
I also
Classic
I
choice.
also have my how do I say, like my pack of celebrity, remember?
yeah, your
Like the
celebrity
mask
disguise
and the
kit.
scarf
Yeah. So you're in
and
the
the
scarf
fedora.
and all.
You're just so
yeah.
beige
Fedora.
and so
You're so
khaki
beige.
that you
You're so
fall
beige
right
and
into the
khaki.
background.
Um.
You're
uh,
so beige and so khaki. You
Okay.
blend into the cold, heartless
Ed-
wallpaper.
Eddie,
Guilty.
Eddie
Warehouse.
and Nim, what are you doing in this moment? Izzy's got the door and he's got it locked for this round. Like, there's no question that they're going to do anything. You can see the confidence in his face and everything.
All
Is
right.
there anything you do in this moment now that you know that Izzy's got it on lock? You do have the ability to see these two. They can't. Eddie can see them and they can't see Eddie through the little window. Nim, you're kind of tucked off the side. Is there anything you do? Thoughts that you might have on how you might prep if they do happen to break through the door or anything like that?
looking. If she looks onto the computer, like this one is a more of a reach than anything, but is there any way that she could operate the lights from this room for the building?
This will be a straight luck check. But I think it's a 50-50 on this. So we're gonna go at
Okay.
4, 5, 6. Yes. 3, 2, 1. No.
Okay. Ah! I don't know where that one went. That is a 4.
Okay. Yes. Yes, you can operate the lights. It seems like you have some limited control. You can't seem to do anything about the lights that are triggered by the fire drill. But you
Right.
can operate the rest of the lights in the building.
If she can reach over to the computer and configure and see if she can turn the lights off in the hallways and everything, just make it that much more difficult for the people trying to get to Kilo's area to see.
I
You
appreciate you.
Trying to block out the hallway lights, so it's just hard for people to get around out there.
you successfully do that. You've made it a little bit harder for visibility, and everything. But
You got a tech wizard.
the Nim, the effect of this though is strobing in the hallway, which doesn't bother any of you. But it does bother these two that are in there because now it's a little bit more strobing, and so it's just a disorienting way to operate in a thing. And so that works, Nim. Eddie, is there anything you want to do here?
I don't know what I can do right now, to be honest.
Yeah, if you don't have anything, that's 100% fine.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything right now.
Because you're not like it's not like you're in 1-to-1 combat where it's like
Right,
I need
right.
to
Yeah.
do things. Like essentially, you all are just waiting to see if Kilo can exfiltrate Philandry. That's
Right.
essentially the main thrust. So a lot of you are on kind of waiting duty. So that is Izzy just holds at 5. I'm gonna roll for Izzy just because I'm on their sheet right now. At 5, Izzy's going to roll again.
If we make it out of this alive, I'm all gonna start basic training with you when we get back and teach you tactical maneuvers and how to defend yourself against armed gunmen.
Against armed gunmen.
Izzy gets a
just wanna
5 and keeps the door on lock for that. So round 5, you don't have to worry about anything happening with the door. We're going back to Kilo. First, Kilo, you decided that you're going to move toward Philandry, which means you need to cross this corridor.
I'll do it.
It's a luck check again. This is basically you rolling against their perception.
Don't do this.
However, because you have the smoke bomb and that was a mixed success and they're focused on something else, you need to not roll a 1.
Oh my gosh.
If you roll a 1, they're gonna start firing at you. Then I have to dice roll, and there's consequences.
The last time you said that, I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Say that.
I will allow
Did
you
you
to
say
burn
it
a drive on this luck drive. The consequences of this are if you fail it, you don't automatically take damage. Then I have to fire at you, and or you have to roll to dodge out of the way of getting fired at. But
So
it
you
does
said I can
create
burn
that.
a drive.
You can burn one
said I can
drive,
burn
so
it.
you can roll it with advantage if you burn a drive.
From where? From which category?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want.
Doesn't matter.
A drive.
This game doesn't have like a hard luck mechanic, and
Honestly, I
I
feel
like that. I like the option of it being like, all right, I'm gonna let you kind of push your luck constantly, and it's a way for me to eat your drives up.
How dare you? I think at this point I'm done surveying because now it's all action. We're just like in high gear.
We're
So
in
I'm gonna use a drive from intuition and hopefully not roll
Not a 1.
2 1s. Definitely you can't roll 2 1s, right? It could never happen.
Stop! Don't jinx
That would
it.
be crazy.
It's a 1 in 36 chance. It's fine.
Don't say things that make
It's
you
just
I'm
six.
not kidding. Hold on. No, it's not 2 1s. It's not 2 1s. Hold on.
It's 2 6s.
I was like, don't
It's
you
2
say that.
6s.
Is it 2 6?
Oh my
Dark
god.
baby.
It's 2 6s.
Get him, Kilo! Get him, Kilo!
Of course, it's
Hold
Kilo.
on. My
Yeah.
dice tray is a little dusty. I don't want to send this picture, but I swear there's two. I got a dusty dice tray.
What's up, bitches?
Oh my
We're
god.
gonna judge you on how
Oh,
dusty
hold
you
on,
are.
let me.
You might. It's because I never put them away. I always leave them like you know the buttons on the sides
Yeah.
where it's like you can fold it flat. I never put them
Mhm.
away. I just have them holding the dice that I'm using, so they gather.
They
Dust.
gather. But
It's
nonetheless,
just a rim.
Terry, you get
Yeah.
to see something really cool happen. Kilo's
Yeah.
a big guy, and Kilo
Yeah.
and Terry, you haven't seen Kilo have to move from like a dead stop and sort of burst activate motion. But if you're in any kind of combat situation, that shit is stuff that you train for. So Kilo comes off the line like a bullet, and just almost like an animated show seems to disappear and reappear on the other side of it. There's no magic here. He's just that
Oh, yeah.
fast. And Kilo, because you rolled 2 6s, I'm gonna give you advantage on this. You don't need to say anything. You can.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, it's my Alexa being crazy.
Yeah.
Alexa, you're so crazy.
Are you so crazy?
So crazy.
Just
So
yeah.
crazy it just might work.
When are you gonna rename your Alexa to Alexander, Julia? And then
Alexander.
you have to say Alexander.
That'd be
He's
so
actually
good.
Alex.
Yeah,
I say Alex.
Alex.
Give me a sway roll. I don't know
Ooh,
what your
me?
sway is, Kilo, but give me a sway roll.
Oh no.
I'm giving you. I don't think you have any dots in it. I'm giving you
I
2
don't.
dice in this. So you have 2 dice.
Okay.
So
Whoa.
instead of rolling
Okay.
with disadvantage, you're rolling 2 dice. You're rolling with advantage with your sway roll because of the 2 6s. You were able to move
Okay.
quickly, which gave you a little bit more time to prepare yourself because you need to make yourself known to Philandry because he's in high defense
Yes.
mode. And if he sees an object he doesn't identify, he's gonna shoot at it.
Listen, I did it again.
You double sixed it. You double sixed it.
Yes.
All right, 4 6s.
Oh my god.
Twice in a row.
4 6s
Double
is
sixes.
1, and 36 times 6
Amazing.
is 216 times 6 is 36. It's about 1 in 1500-ish chance, or 1 in 1300-ish chance for that to you to get 4 6s in a row. Still like on a likelihood scale, in the broader likelihood, it's always a 1 in 6 chance on each individual die, right? But
Bonkers.
My heart.
so nonetheless, you get there. What does Kilo say to Philandry? You have a moment to like communicate
Right.
this, and whatever you say works. So feel free to say whatever you want.
The organization needs you, buddy. That's it.
That's it.
They know. They know what
yeah.
I'm talking about.
So
The organization.
Philandry is going to close on you so that they can, and it kind of is quickly putting this together. So next round, are you just turning and then keeping you between Philandry and the gunman while you
Yes.
cross back?
At a dead sprint. Yeah.
Okay, that'll be your next
Wait.
action.
Okay, no, but that's okay. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, my bad.
Terry, you're fully hidden. You don't have to re-roll hide again. You can stay in that state. Is there anything else you want to do? I do have something you can do, but is there anything else you want to do?
Do I know, because I know I know you rolled 2 6s twice, but I don't know necessarily that like Kilo is gonna be successful. So maybe
Yeah.
am
You
I
don't know.
thinking he's like sacrificing himself, like putting himself in front of the random man that we have a mission with?
Random
Who is
Because,
not my
like,
best friend?
who is not my friend, and I don't care at all.
This random man.
This random
This would
man.
be a read check if you want to roll about
Okay.
it.
Because I don't think I have the
This
context.
utter rando has no
one.
followers.
Like
There's
no
no
one knows about
followers.
me.
Has no followers. It's rando.
It's a 5.
5. You,
Grizzless.
however you want to interpret that, you understand that you have a pretty good understanding of the vibe. You can interpret it, Terry. Like whatever motivation, but that is a high enough success that you're like, no, Kilo's good. Kilo's very good at this. I'm sure he's doing the right things.
He's so cool.
I I would like you to roll a survey, Tery.
Survey. Okay, I have disadvantage.
Perfect.
Disadvantage?
2 ones.
Okay. Back to the other room.
Yeah.
Back to the other room. Back to the other room. Nim and Eddie. Again,
Double,
Izzy's
double
got the
sixes to
door. You
double
know
ones.
that he's got the door. You know that he's got that door. So Izzy's got that door. So Eddie, Nim, is there anything else that you want to do? Eddie, you can see that they're getting frustrated with this.
They can probably tell that there's something blocking it from below their field of view.
Yeah, you can see they're getting frustrated with this. So they've moved on from we just keep trying to push to talking amongst themselves. So you're pretty sure that next round they're gonna do something about it. And everything. Is there anything you want to do?
I want so their next course of action is probably going to be try to do something like shoulder tackle it together.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine.
Yeah, something along that line.
Or break the glass.
Escalate their ability to get through.
Battering ram.
You can roll about it actually.
Okay.
Yeah, feel free to roll what is it? There's a body language one. Read.
Divine their intent.
Oh, I'm pretty good at reading.
I'm so proud
Except
of you
for this
people
time, I rolled a 3.
Yeah. Your suspicions are the suspicions you have.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to try to gesture to Izzy to get out of the way of the door.
Okay, coordinated. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that when they shoulder tackle it, they're just going to sort of barrel straight through and potentially lose their balance.
Right, like comedy style.
Izzy clocks you and will be perfectly timed for that. That does not require a lot of skill on his part. So so he clocks you. He's like, yeah.
All he has to do is step aside.
You set that up for round 4. Round 4. Nim, is there anything you want to do here? You did lights last turn. Is there anything you that's in your head that you want to also try to figure out from this computer and everything while you're here?
I know that Izzy originally looked only at the warehouse. I know that there's flashing lights and everything now because she turned the lights off. But is there any way that she can flip to other screens and see if there is anybody else?
You already know all those other cameras are disabled.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
I did not remember that detail.
Yeah. Only the warehouse. It seems like the warehouse is in one category and then the rest of the offices and interiors are in another. Yeah.
Okay.
And so
I did not remember that.
Are you trying to figure out a way? Are you? Is Nim a little bit determined to try and figure out a way if there's anyone if there's any hostages here or if anyone's been killed?
Kind of. She wants to see how bad was this before we got here, and is there anything that we have to take into account?
Give me a focus check. I'll give you some information.
Focus up.
More classic D&D style of it's just roll skill check and I'll reveal something you want.
Maybe I'll tell you.
Maybe I'll tell you.
Maybe I'll tell you.
Oh,
I don't know.
no.
Maybe I'll just do
I
a
don't.
TPK. I'm that kind of GM.
I'm crazy like that.
Yeah.
I'm so sad. That's only a 3.
3. You can't seem to figure out a way to suss out if there's anyone in those offices without going into them at this time, unfortunately.
Right.
But fortunately
yeah,
for
as all
you,
this is going around, she's focused just on the computer, just trying to figure shit out.
Full Margaret Encino. Just doing office work. Mid battle.
She's over here anyone who's been in the office just going, why do I have all these things? I don't know what any of these things are. These little apps on the computer.
Round turns over.
This is a VPN.
Mm-hmm.
We are back to Kilo.
Mm-hmm.
Kilo,
Kilo?
you have Philandry in tow. There's been
Yeah.
one word from Philandry at this point.
What did Philandry say?
One word from I guess 2 words. Got it. And then two words from Philandry. I'm not gonna make you roll for this. Philandry is kitted the fuck out. Philandry's in what would reasonably be called like not business casual, but casual business. So like inexpensive but not cheap sort of like suit get up, and everything like dressed like a professional, but like not like a very nice, very like high business suit, like just a person that's dressed professionally. You can tell because you had this in training. Philandry has no less than half a dozen different weapons tucked around on their person, different like guns, baton, like things on there.
Must
They
be
are
nice.
fully kitted out. Philandry is got a really sort of like in this brief moment to describe this person, roughly in their kind of like in human years, what would be mid-40s, skin kind of on the gray palette, the gray to silvery sheen palette, kind of not gray sickly, gray like that's just the coloration. White hair, side shave, then like swooped over the top. One completely milk white eye. One eye that instead of having an iris is just kind of glowing blue. Couple scars on their lip. Tattoo on their neck into the suit thing. To put it in to put it in the easiest like put you in the space. Imagine a kind of like android version of what is her name? I'm thinking of an actress here.
Wait, what are Philandry's pronouns again?
Philandry goes by him. Imagine like a 45-year-old Jane Lynch, but with gray skin and a side shave, like a much more non-binary, aggressive-looking version of Jane Lynch. That's what Philandry kind of looks like. Definitely, but he does use he/him pronouns, but is Jane Lynch in like shape and form that way, and so that's what Philandry looks like.
Gives Lynch energy.
Nonetheless, you're gonna make that barrel down the corridor. So, your choice puts all the danger on your structure. You need to roll a move check.
Now I have a question.
Yeah.
Does it help me at all if like I throw one of our smoke bombs in the air, so we're partially running through it, but we know the direction we're heading.
So you throw it in your path?
Yeah. But we have sights on the door. We know what we're doing. Does that help? Does that change anything?
That will help. That will be in this case, you want to not roll a 2 or a 1 instead of a 3, 2, or a 1. And a 3, 2, or a 1. I'm taking something off of that. It's move. It's just move.
It's move.
Yeah.
Okay. I have drive slip. All right. I'm gonna burn a drive. I'm scared.
Consequences of this are pretty dire.
I'm
You won't like die, but like dangerous. The harm will come to you if you get a 2 or a 1.
You promised you're not gonna die.
I got a 6.
Another 6?
Hell yeah.
The other 2 were 2s, but I got a 6.
You watch. You throw the smoke. You and Philandry in lockstep. Move through the smoke to obfuscate yourself. You know that you are just in front of the crossfire. Like you are just out of reach of that.
We can almost feel it whirring past us.
Just to give you an idea, if you had not thrown the smoke bomb, a mixed success would have been 1 body harm. automatically. A failure would have been that moved everything down one. So you wouldn't. So you burning through these things using your tools is making the moves. You get across that corridor. That's all you can do with the throw in the round. On the next round is when you'll get to the ability to get outside and potentially even in the Cybertruck. Tery, you see Kilo and this agent running toward you and everything like that. They throw a smoke bomb. So in my vision, Tery's shot is watching Kilo and this other agent Philandry just like crouch down, ready to sprint. Kilo throws the smoke bomb. It obfuscates Tery's view, and then out of the smoke comes out of the smoke in almost slow motion comes like Kilo maximum hero energy, linebacker maximum hero energy, and maximum hero energy, and this other agent who looks like who absolutely oozes like dangerous spy energy confidence at you as they're kind of coming toward you. They're not to you yet. They've still got to close the distance, but like they're coming to you. Tery, what do you do here?
I'm intimidated in a good way.
Just two tall, capable hotties coming your way.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
I should get out more.
I'm just slow-mos for a second. You know.
I did throw 2 ones. Is there should I do anything?
Oh, 2 ones on what? On the last one? No, you don't have to do anything about that. Nothing. Something's happening because of that, but you don't have to do anything about that now. Do you start moving back? Do you move out of your hide spot and start moving back to the Cybertruck, or do you wait one more round until like Kilo and Philandry are like there with you?
No, I start to go to my Cybertruck.
Before you do that, I'm gonna have you roll.
And I try to I was
on.
gonna try to mimic the energy, being like.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have you do 2 rolls then. Because yes, you can do that. So I'm gonna have you roll 2 rolls. Number 1, I'm gonna have you roll another survey roll. This is as you're kind of leaving the spot.
Okay. Survey, I have disadvantage. Cool. It's a 1.
No. Okay, that's fine.
Doing a 1.
No.
That's fine. And then. God, what is performance in this?
Is it sway?
It's got to be sway. It's got to be sway.
I have to. Command consort.
Sway for how cool you look while you're doing this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 6.
Describe
That's
for
what
me
matters.
what it looks like.
The priority.
What this maneuver looks like.
Who cares
from
if
Tery.
it works? How does it look?
Yeah.
How does it look?
I think I try
Do I look good?
to find something very specific that they both are emanating. Maybe it's the arms, like I don't know. I the shoulders, and then I try to like adjust it.
Yeah.
And then
posture.
run and being like,
Posture.
yeah. I don't know if it's the success is not like about me looking badass. It's more about like.
So you at a distance, I'm like, wow, Tery looks cool.
Yeah, maybe
Damn.
Maybe it's just that
Tery?
like I
go off, Tery.
Yeah, I think it was just me convincing myself that I look
good
cool.
for you.
Okay, yeah.
And here's what I like about this. Kilo, since you mentioned that you spot them in the distance, Tery is in perfect running form. If they had to tuck and roll, suddenly break into a different direction, it's something that you would have gone through in basic to learn how to do, and Tery just does it in front of you in the least character like predictability thing you've ever seen. Whether Tery knows that's what they're doing, it's like it's just like a perfect sort of like body squared, center of gravity exactly where it needs to be as they move and everything like that. And you're like, Wouldn't have thought a streamer would have had that kind of energy to them. Wow.
Yeah.
Seems
I
locked
bet
in.
I look so cool right now.
Depending on the rolls, in theory, next round,
So good.
if everybody's rolling sixes in the Kilo Tery Philandry sector, depending on the rolls, next round, everyone can be in the Cybertruck. Tery is pretty much ready to go next round for it, but be in the Cybertruck and ready to bounce next round, assuming everything's super successful. But we're still in this round, and we're back with Eddie, Nim, and Izzy, and Eddie has communicated to Izzy to move away from the door when they barrel through or try to barrel through. Nim and Eddie and Izzy almost telepathically or kind of instinctually communicating amongst each other. What needs to happen
just
here?
Furious, like
What's-
glances,
yeah.
like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
What's like Izzy's gonna move away from the door, and assuming they barrel through, what, Eddie, are you going to do in reaction to that?
I am gonna try to subdue them with a shock patch.
Okay, so you're going to try to subdue them with a shock patch. You're pretty confident you can almost definitely get one. It'd be pretty easy to get one. It will be very hard for just you alone to get two. You have time to hand one of these off to Nim if you want to. Nim, what are you doing? If Nim's receptive to that. Nim, what are you doing knowing that the plan is they're going to like stumble through the door, like fall through the door?
Quite honestly, if these folks are going to get inside,
Yeah.
she's eyeballing the door to get out. Like, I don't want to get.
Okay, so
Real.
If they're going to be in this
Real.
room, I do not
Yeah.
want to be on this. I don't want to be in this room if they're going to be in this room.
Nim is
Real.
gonna go
So real.
through the door. Izzy wants to get into a fight. He doesn't want to do the patch. Do you want to sway Izzy to do the patch, Eddie? No roll necessary. This is you basically being like, no, you should do this instead of getting to a brawl session with one of these guys.
I imagine that Izzy is
Yeah, dokes.
more than capable of kicking butt in his own capacity.
Okay. You'll
He
still have
doesn't
the
need any-
option when they come through to decide if you want to make it harder for yourself and try to do both of them at the same time or just one of them.
All right.
So it goes off exactly like you think it's going to happen. Nim, if you want it, you can just move out before they come in. Do you think, Nim, that you would just get outside of the front door before they come in?
Probably should have snatched like a stapler or something and bolt it.
Okay, you snatch a bludgeoning weapon
Get 'em.
real quick. In
On their face.
thousands of
Probably
years
that,
in the
and then just, like,
future,
Runs out the door, just looking around like, where the fuck is everybody?
thousands
So-
of years in the future, Celestial Staplers, the stapler manufacturing and retailing company, has confirmed that the most effective way to collate physical papers is still just staples,
Stapling.
and
Still just
and provides it has a monopoly.
If it ain't
Has
broke,
a
don't fix it.
has a Kleenex level monopoly on the staple industry, where there are other staplers, but no, everyone just says, "Hand me a Celestial," which is a wild
Right.
thing to call staples.
No thanks.
Oh.
Only a celestial
Eh.
for me.
Give me a Celly
right.
if you really want.
I believe my swing line stapler.
Full office space. Full Milton energy. But
Gross.
okay.
Although when you said you're brandishing a stapler as a weapon, my brain, I just rewatched the first season of Severance with my daughter this past weekend, and there's a scene that I missed where Dylan G, when Christopher Walken's character comes in, Dylan G turns around and takes the stapler and in like one smooth movement, like undoes the bottom of it and like holds it up like a gun.
Yeah.
It's it's not a staple gun. It's not going to project anything.
No, you
but
just flip the bottom part down like you're trying to refill
it's
it,
still,
and you
like,
flick it.
but he did it with the same intensity, like it was a Glock, or
like it was
something.
a Glock.
He turns around, and is like,
Gonna shoot staplers out your eyes.
These two mercenaries stumble through Izzy moves out of the way. They barrel through this door, stumbling forward into it. Eddie, if you
Yes.
want to hit one of them, you just need to roll higher than or a 3 or higher on whatever you're
Okay.
rolling. Your highest dice
All right.
needs to be a 3 or higher. If you want to hit both of them, you need it to be a 5 or higher on this plan.
I'm not greedy. I'm just going for one.
Going for one, so 3 or higher. This would be a strike. It's a strike roll.
Yep.
Feel free to drive it up if you got them, but
Yeah, I'll put a drive in there, I guess.
Drive it up.
because it solves this real fast.
It's 5.
Woo!
And
Nice.
Izzy is also going to roll a strike roll. I gotta go to Izzy's sheet.
Kind of crazy hootenanny.
Actually, yeah, Izzy's gonna roll strike roll. And Izzy's gonna burn a drive in it because he wants to knock him out if he gets a 6. So he just like one punches them. If he manages to do this.
Excuse me.
So we're gonna do we're gonna add a drive die, and we're gonna roll it. And that is a 6, a 2, and a 3. And so
6.
actually no, I was reading the wrong one. That was his previous roll. I apologize. Let me try that again.
Oh, 9 dice rolling.
Izzy had so I burned a resistance.
Okay.
Izzy has 2 resistances in nerve right now.
Okay.
Burned a resistance. I didn't get above a 4 on the first one. I got 3 nat ones on the second roll.
Ah.
Izzy has 1 more resistance. I'm gonna burn it because she'll be able to rest and do things. I'm gonna burn it because I feel like he would burn it.
Probably.
I'm gonna roll 1 more resistance. Okay.
How'd we do?
He got 3 4s, which is fucking wild. That he keeps getting triplets.
What's up with all these repeated numbers today?
For real.
So his resistances are burned.
It's a sign from the universe.
Nim, you're fine. You
You
just
need to
bounced
read
out. So you're fine. Eddie, you're fine. You
The bird
play
has
that.
flown
You
the
put
coop.
that shock patch on the person's on the back of their neck. Immediately knocks them out. They just curb down onto the ground. Izzy goes to strike this other person. Does hit them. Does do bodily harm to them. Looks like clocks them real good in the back of the head. But with a 4, doesn't have enough to knock them out. The person doesn't focus on Izzy, and instead looks over at Eddie. Eddie, I need you to roll a move roll, and I cannot express how close quarters this is and how dangerous this is if you do not dodge this.
Oh my god.
Because it's not a punch that's coming for you. It's a gun or it's a blast shot, and they have rifles, so these are not gentle.
Okay. Let me burn that last nerve drive of mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And that's a 4.
You take.
Do you have any resistance that you could reroll?
I do not have any.
That's the resistance rerolls. That's 100% fine. You, Eddie, you see the shot coming for you. You dodge out. It wings your arm, but doesn't. You don't take the full brunt of it. Take 1 body harm because it was a mixed success.
That's a mark.
Yeah. 1 body mark. It wings your arm. You're gonna need to treat it, but you immediately know you're like, okay, I'm hurt, but I'm fine, and everything. I need to know what your plan is to do on the next round. You don't have to roll for it yet. Are you going to engage with them? Are you going to try and just run out the door? They are not far enough away from Izzy that you suspect that they could easily like reach out and grab you or like instantly chase after you. You suspect that they're tangling with Izzy and they're in his sort of like area of attack, if you will. So they're engaged with Izzy, but they shot at you because they were facing you, basically, when they got clocked in the back of the head.
One of them's down already, right?
Yeah, one of them's down already. Izzy looks healthy, hale, and he clocked him real good. You feel like there's not a lot of there's not a lot of hits that this person could take from Izzy.
All right. I'm going to if I run now, I like Eddie's got enough guilt on his conscience. He doesn't need to run now and then like find out that, the bad guy rolled boxcars, he is going Eddie's going to open fire. He's got his little blaster
God.
thing. He's got his blaster thing that was issued in from
Okay.
the organization, and
next
try
round
to
we will resolve
Stun
that.
gun him.
Next
Stun
round
gun
we
him.
will resolve that. Back to the top. Back to Kilo. Kilo. You see that you watch Tery move very, very effectively to the car. Mission's going exactly like you expect. Unfortunately, somebody rolled a couple of ones on a couple of rounds. A couple of rounds. So they did not clock the pacing speed or closure rate of the guard that was or the mercenary that was running down this way. I need you to roll a move check on this one. Bodily harm considerable. Like this, the body mark is considered like danger here is pretty high.
Okay, so wait, this is against me?
No,
or this is for me to
this
stop?
is for you to not get hit by something that's coming.
Okay.
You don't know that it's happening in character. You don't know that there's
my
anything
fault?
It's just intuition. It's okay.
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
So,
this is
it's move.
Yeah, it's move, and the threat level is high.
Okay.
Not mortal, but like it's gonna really be a bad time if you do not
Alright.
succeed at this.
I'm gonna burn a drive. Okay.
And it is it's Julia's fault for rolling one. It's not Julia's fault. It's my fault. I'm the GM. But
It's all your fault.
this would have been easier if
It's
those
not
hadn't
your
been
fault.
marked.
5.
That's right.
5.
It's not
Excellent.
my fault. It's
5.
your fault.
It's your fault. Well, is it my fault? I was giving those.
That's the energy.
As you and Philandry enter that little room with the stairway and the doorway to there, doorway to there, immediate fire from up in the stairwell down at you happens.
Woof.
And you manage to, based off instinct, based off the fact that you knew that you didn't have complete eyes on the room and everything,
Yeah.
have a very Eddie-like situation where you take a wound, but it's not like to the torso, it's not like to the foot, so it doesn't like slow your gait that much. So one body mark for you.
One body.
Philandry is fine because you're taking all of the threat for them. One body mark for you, and you're able to do this. Now I need you to make a separate move roll. This is how fast you get into the Cybertruck.
Okay.
Getting
All
that
right.
Cybertruck.
Tery, you just are there. You're just in it, and you're in the driver's seat. You're ready to go.
I got to the
5
car
again.
Yeah, well, because when you moved to the car, you rolled a 6, and so I for the sway. So I also said, it's like, oh, all you have to do is open the car door and get in. You're ready to go.
I thought it was.
I got a 5.
You got a 5. On the next round, Tery would be able to peel out you and Philandry in the car.
We gotta wait for everybody else to get here.
Well, you can wait for everyone else to get there, or you can try to meet them, depending, because you know which way they're probably going to go, and everything. But we're back to Eddie. Eddie, you want to shoot someone? Give me a for shooting a control roll.
Control roll. I am even worse at that. Let's go.
You're doing so great.
You won't hit Izzy. Don't worry, I'm not that kind of a DM.
You say that, and then I roll a 1.
Again?
You roll 1, so you shoot wide, but like there was no mechanic. I wasn't going to narratively allow it to happen.
Okay.
Especially without glitch here to give
Glitch
the
isn't
sign
here.
off to be like,
Hey,
no,
Glitch,
it's
you weren't
funny.
here.
It's funny
So
if
you
I
got
get hit.
shot in the
Izzy
foot.
got
Because I
shot.
feel like Glitch might be like, nah, put me in danger. That's funny. But you shoot wide, you do not hit them. Fortunately, and with a 1, you don't provide any extra advantage to Izzy, but it's fine. Izzy is good at punching people. And so Izzy is going to roll. Izzy rolls a 5. Izzy rolls a 5, which completes the ability for him to knock out this person. Like you can start moving now narratively. But like mechanically, it's like the movement is really happening next round.
All right.
Nim, I assume you're just bolting in the direction you know that Kilo and Tery would be coming from to try and catch them on the way up.
She's just running, just like, where the fuck is that ugly car? Where the fuck is that ugly ass car?
All right, we're gonna go top
With
of
her
the round.
long hair and legs, just running as fast as she can.
Team reception room. Eddie, Nim, and Izzy are pretty much good at this point.
Yep.
We got one more thing for Kilo, and then I'll wrap it up. I know we're toward this.
No, baby.
Jesus.
Kilo, I need you to you to roll me a and this is an intuition roll, a read roll.
Oh no.
No, maybe not a read roll. Hold on. Read or focus.
Read or focus.
Read or focus.
It might be the same for you, but
I've got a drive, and I've got 1 drive left in intuition. I'm gonna burn it.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn it.
Come on. Burn it.
Burn it.
Please.
This is the consequences of this are long
Dad,
term,
burn it.
but long term problematic, but not immediately dangerous, like in a physically threatening way.
I got it too.
All right.
Yeah.
I assume you and Keela, or you and Philandry, get yourself into the Cybertruck as you see Tery lined up to get out of there, and I'm gonna assume that you all start driving to try and get away.
Beep, beep, beep.
Tery, you have a base minimum of effective driver, but this is getaway driver energy.
That is good.
Okay.
I have 2 options for you. You can focus on no one noticing your Cybertruck on any sort of like thing, or you can focus on speed of escape.
Okay.
Which would you prefer?
Can I be a little crazy?
You can do whatever you want.
There
Better than anyone I know.
Please.
There could be a thing like in Harry Potter where like there's a button for the car to be invisible, but not invisible, but like there's technology, so it could
Just
like
stealth
reflect.
mode.
Stealth
It's
mode.
stealth mode. I'm famous, so I think I would
Yeah.
be like,
You can
I
have the money
want
for
this.
that.
I want this absurdly
Self-motive
expensive
Cybertruck.
addition to my car that is unnecessary.
I
Or
think
at least
that is
was.
fair for you to have. I will give that to
Okay.
you as a thing that you can have.
Gosh.
So I am going to say that you need to roll a hide roll for this. And your hide roll, I'm going to give you whatever your current hide is. I'm going to give you a bonus dice for it as part of this thing. We're going to consider this the vehicle transportations for free. The fact that your vehicle has stealth mode, that's one of your like special, this is what Tery brings to the table items, in the same way that Eddie has the little patches.
Okay.
You have the ability to go stealth mode in the Cybertruck.
Hell yeah.
The ugliest car not to be
So
seen.
it's 3 dice.
3 dice, 3 dice.
Ooh.
Highest you can go.
2 6s and a 4.
Beauty.
Ooh.
The chrome reflection the mirror-like finish on the Cybertruck calls over, and like a classic 1980s magician illusion, this motherfucker is difficult to spot on cameras. If you're a human being and you're like right there and you're like looking at it in field of vision, you can see that there's like weird reflections, and because it's moving, and you're like, you can't quite like perfectly understand the full shape of it because it's distracting to the human eye, but like you're like, oh, there's something that is like literally reflecting everything coming toward me, but you'd have to be like looking at it and know that it's in that corridor.
Illusion.
More importantly, cameras not so much. And so Tery, you get in there, and Tery, because you did that and you said that, the other part of the consequence here, which is that this mercenary leaped down to the ground floor, like leaped stairs to try and get after you guys, and tried to clock the vehicle that you were taking away, cannot clock it because of Tery's stealth play. Because that's what that's what the read was I was gonna have Kilo do one more smoke bomb just so that no one could really see or clock the vehicle. But that didn't happen. But Tery's instinct, roleplay wise, has solved that problem.
Nice.
Now, we're not going to do any new roles. Yeah, so Tery is hot right now.
Still hot
He's
right
feeling
now.
hot. He's feeling hot.
He's feeling hot.
Yeah.
He's feeling
Tery's
good. He's feeling
As he
effective.
should.
Kilo, you and Philandry are in the vehicle. Eddie, Nim, Izzy are easily able to get out and be able to meet you and be picked up. You have successfully exfiltrated Agent Philandry with 0 deaths. And as far as you're aware, and I'm not being cheeky with this, just being, correct with it. As far as you're aware, ain't nobody know who you are or that you showed up. This has been extremely successful as a mission.
Oh yeah.
Cut to the office.
Oh no. Now you're about to make us feel bad for leaving.
Cut to the
Right.
office
There we go.
with the various employees all bound and gagged, alive.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them a little bit of a head injury, like someone maybe got like hit with the butt of a rifle to stop resisting and get tied up and held hostage. They're just sitting there with the background of the alarm fire drill going, looking at each other, panicked, not really knowing what's going on. The other thing that none of your characters see or know, I need Will and Kelly to roll one last luck check. D6, you can burn a drive if you want to give yourself advantage. If you got it, doesn't matter where it's from.
I think I've got one.
I
do not have a single drive left.
I simply must express how important it is that you do not get a 2 or a 1 on this.
Oh, wait. I have a question. So when I took that wound, that counts as I took a body mark, right?
You did take a body
So
mark.
I get to refresh a drive because of adrenaline rush. So I do have a drive to spend.
Yeah, so you just don't want a 2 or a 1.
I got a 5.
Drive.
Eddie, you're fine. This is pure
I
luck.
got a 5.
And you're fine.
Good.
Fast forward
Good.
5 minutes, not where you're at. Fast forward 5 minutes at this office space. These mercenaries come up from the little shock thing and everything, and are being picked up by a black vehicle with no windows, portals, or visibility out front. It is a completely enclosed pod. It kind of looks like a shipping van, but it's a black little hovering vehicle. They get into the back. Another person and the other soldier, 4 other soldiers kind of load into it from the warehouse. The one that jumped and is walking with a limp because they injured their ankle is doing that. And you don't see them. You don't see their faces. You don't see any identifying marks. They're all different sizes. It's clear some of them are very humanoid. Some of them are very alien, and everything. And you hear one person be like, well, did you at least remember to turn on the tracking when you tagged a couple of them? And the tag them, either of you, and both go, did you? And they're like, and they start accusing each other for not turning on the tracking feature of the bullets. Those, when I said I cannot express how much you need these luck rolls, this is where your injuries could have had a tracking function. It's a little like atomic nuclear signature in it, radiation signature in it, but they did not imbue that and everything.
Oh my
and so
God.
you were not tracked by getting tagged, which now leads you to know that anytime you take a bullet, it also might be a problem, and you might have to field remove that shit. Depending
Not
on
only are you actively hurt, but you might also be a
Oh,
liability.
that's so inconvenient. I'm gonna have to take this bullet out. Oh my god.
Oh my god. But
There's a bullet in me and I don't
annoying.
want it to be
congratulations.
there. Oh, no.
Congratulations, team. You could not have done that more smoothly. You could not have done that with the... I don't know if there's a version where there was no harm done to body. And honestly, one of those harm kind of needed to happen to Kilo. Otherwise, might not have had advantage on that luck. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, or win if you do, win if you don't kind of situation. But nonetheless, you all did very fantastic. Because we are close to the 8 p.m. hour, and because I'm about to take a 5-minute break and then come back on this very channel to start streaming Avowed, because I've got it all downloaded and I'm ready to start the game, and everything. I'm not going to do a raid. I'm not going to do this. Follow at Giggle Girl Productions, at Radio Free Will, at the Kelhop, at Stark, or at Stark.ju on various social media platforms. If you need a remind
and that son of a glitch.
And that son of a glitch. And if you need to be reminded where you can follow them, you can always go over to Dying Exposure's YouTube channel. Go look at every description of the VOD. All their socials are in there. You can go to their Linktree type personal pages are in there, so you can easily access and follow them everywhere. We will probably, most likely, I assume, be back next week in some fashion or another for the next thing. Congratulations on your first successful mission. You've all been very fantastic, and we'll see you next time.
Minimal
Thank you,
blood.
chat.
Minimal
Whoever's on the chat.
blood.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Yes.
Minimal blood.